All right, here we go again. Yeah, just pretty much given up on. The sound is not going to sound good. It's it's either too loud or capturing too much or getting background noise. I'm going to try and manually balance it by moving it away between sentences or something, but that's probably going to sound super stilted. But yeah, we'll see how this part goes. So the team's looking pretty good. We got a good type coverage. We've made it to Celadon. There's probably a few trainers we haven't done, but you've got the whole gambling area and everything else. I haven't been able to do a part for a while. I've been very busy at work, but I want to catch up and get ahead. So here we go. Rocket hideout time. Once again, a bloody Raticate. Terrified of that Hyperfang. So switching out to a more tanky Mon. And just blasting him with our power and piling him with rocks for good measure. He's half flying, so I figured the rock would be super effective, which it was. And yeah, what I don't get here is he goes, got to tell the boss, and runs off towards the stairs, but the stairs aren't open till you pull the switch. So it's like, how the fuck does he get through? You know, I don't really understand that. They didn't really think it through. They should just have him run off screen or something. Same thing with the match ops, worried about low kicks, karate chops, crits. So a flying move is good. Obviously it's 2 turns, but you get that avoidance in the meantime. Even if you focus energies or something, you're probably going to one-shot him. So again, I like to be methodical and clear out all the areas before I get the keys in these kind of buildings. Another bloody Raticate. Yeah, they use the same old Pokemon. They've got like a lot of Wheezings and Coughings, which you worry about self-destruct, and then you've got the Eradicates with the Hyperfangs. And then you've got bloody Grimers, which actually pack a punch with their Sludge Bombs. Team Rockets basically have annoying Pokemon. It's kind of trolley Pokemon, you know? It's kind of frustrating. But yeah, once again, we're trying to level up the Papa, so we don't want to... we're sort of trying to keep him up front, which means we have to heal more often, because once he's wounded, we don't really want to be leveling anyone else and widening the gap, so that's always the problem here. Biting the shit out of him. Zubats are pretty good. I always forget about Levitate. You always kind of hope it self-destructs when you're digging, but if it's not wounded, it's probably not going to do it. But yeah, Grime is a trolley because of the bloody Minimise, drives me crazy. And Harden, but Harden's not so bad. Yeah, another bat. Making good progress though, good time. Not that I'm doing any kind of timed challenge here, but there you go. Throwing more rocks. Yeah, I'm glad I got to another part of this, because I've just been like watching friends' clips on YouTube. It's not like I've been doing anything productive. I did a load of productive shit like today, but like that was earlier on, and since then it's just been like, yeah, dicking around on YouTube. So it's good to get back into recording. I find like I could like do 3 or 4 parts of this in a row, or like several days in a row of recording, but if I take a couple of days off, it's much harder to get back into it. But yeah, I'm probably dying of COVID right now. Someone like I just started to stay at work more often, sleep there instead of come home, and there's beds and stuff, like that's the nature of my job. I'm not just like some psycho sleeping at his desk. But yeah, there's like 2 guys who have colds or flus or something, and now I'm feeling kind of crappy. And it's like, if they had told me, I wouldn't have bloody stayed there, you know? But yeah, I can't fit all my recording equipment over there, so I have to come back to the apartment to do a part. These floor puzzles, the sliding tile floor things, I find they're just wicked annoying. They're not exciting at all. I don't understand that. There may be a good puzzle for like a 10-year-old, but they're just an annoyance for anyone else, I feel like. Yeah, I was scared of another Hyperfang, but it's only a Rattata. But it's now I'm wounded and it's Eradicate, so playing it safe. Magnitude 10 is nice. I don't really understand how that move works. It tends to just be between 6 and 10, right? Or I don't think I've seen like a magnitude 1. I don't really know how the mechanics of it work. It's a Gen 5, whatever the Fire Red Gen is move. It's not in the classic ones. I guess it's like a lower tier Earthquake, right, is the premise, but its variable nature is unreliable. And we have our first major held item, which is cool. Replace the Dog's Berry, and yeah, it means, you know, anyone with Bite can get it boosted now, which is neat. It's good for killing psychics. And yeah, another TM. I never really understood what Snatch did. It's not like Thief, it steals like buffs, I guess, but you've got to like wait for them to do it, and that's exactly what we want to happen. You see, we ducked under a explosion. It's pretty awesome. Probably would have killed us otherwise. So yeah, that was handy. And yet Growlithe is getting stronger again, and this time we have our key, so we've got to kind of back out a bit to get to the elevator, so probably a good time to go heal again. With our left items in that hideout part, but maybe we'll be going back there. I feel like you shouldn't be able to leave, because if you can leave to get healed, can't they? And there's more of them. You feel like they should be able to like leave and heal and like do it in shifts better than you can and weigh you down. That would be kind of a dark ending if you sort of bust in there all heroic and then like gradually get worn down and then they just like steal your shit. And I don't know, would they kill you? It's kind of a kid's game, but they are like gangsters, so it's kind of ambiguous. Grabbed a potion, probably just going to use on the dog. And we've pretty much made it through, which is neat. Yeah, another level of henchmen's. Leveling up Doggo. Oh, Benji. I'm thinking about it, and there's not really a lot that fire's effective against. Like, yeah, sure, it does metal, and it famously does grass, but so does flying does grass. It does ice, but a lot of ice types are half water, so like that doesn't help you so much because, you know, they'll just drown you before you can melt them, and if they're half water, it will mitigate your fire damage. So I don't think fire really helps against a lot of people, but it does okay damage, like ×1 damage against a lot of types, like fighting, poison, psychic, you know, anything really electric. So it's not a bad type to have, especially if you have a good Pokemon, but and I always feel like they're less tanky than some water Pokemon or grass Pokemon from physical damage or something. I never thought like... I feel like Ninetales is fast but kind of fragile, you know. They do learn some cool moves though, like Extreme Speed. But that's only on the Red and Blue generation, that wasn't in Classic. There's that whole concept of pseudo-legendaries, you know, like it's not a legendary Pokemon, but there's talk of it having been one when it was in the design stages for Arcanine and stuff. Is it Arcanine or Arcanine? I feel like everyone says Arcanine, I've always said Arcanine. But who really cares, we don't have one yet. Yeah, another bloody rat. At least Giovanni has like some cooler, rarer Pokemon. But you think after he got like 6 cool ones, you think some of his lieutenants would start to have a bit more variety. I feel like they could have put more thought into that. And also like, he was already, I mean, spoiler alert, he was already a gym leader, right? So like, he should have had all 6 already, really, or like good 5 or something. And yet like, he has like less, he hardly has any when you first meet him. And it's obviously out of universe, it's like a scaling thing for difficulty, right? But in universe, I don't see why there's an explanation of why he has like less and weaker Pokemon. He should have been gym leader standard from the beginning. I guess he could have lent his stronger ones to his lieutenants to do all the crimes they've been doing, but you don't see them on them. Again, overthinking a children's game, but there you go. So I think we've pretty much explored the whole base. I think there's possibly one guy outside the lair, and then it's just the boss man himself. I always wonder, it's weird how the like game corner and stuff stays open. I guess it'd be a pain to try and like get all the content out of it, or whether they're like allowed to be taken over by sort of government, or I mean that's another theory, that it's a socialist world. Like maybe it's you know, like the government actually, it becomes nationalised, the game corner. Well, I guess they'd have to compare the revenues to that, to the social ills of gambling. It's a socialist dilemma, I guess. How nanny state you want to be versus how sort of libertarian. But it's like cigarettes, isn't it? I think if you tax them enough, it's okay. Well, if you tax them too much, you ironically create a black market, because the margins that the state would normally hope, you know, doing it with the economies of scale a state has, you know, there should be no room for a black market. But when you overtax something, it actually can create the opportunity for a black market again. That's what's happened with tobacco in real life. You get this illicit tobacco, especially now they've done the plain packaging, ironically. It's much easier to fake. They really fucked up with that one. But yeah, Game Corner stays open. It's obviously just a game mechanic that you're not going to have to stop and farm, was it like 9,000 coins for Porygon, to get Porygon to complete your decks. So they had to have it kind of stay open, I guess. But it is weird that you kick them out of town and this place, which was ran for them, is still running. It'd be funny if like they did all crime, but Giovanni actually keeps control of the game corner through like shell companies. And I swear there's some kind of fiction thing where there's like gangsters who actually make more money doing the legitimate stuff than the crimes. I mean, it's kind of joked about, right, in sort of similar but different concept of with Arrested Development, where like the banana stand is the only part of the Bluth empire that makes any money or something, because people actually want bananas and they're like a real product, and you know, it's like a whole thing. It's kind of amusing. So yeah, maybe it's like that with the game corner, where all his schemes just constantly fail, but actually the losers going at the slots is steady business the whole time. I don't know, I just find that funny. So yeah, obviously I'm starting to slow down here in the looking for the menu of the Pokemon, because I'm about to have a boss fight and I can't over level for it. That's why all the leveling's been going on to Benji, not just because he's lower, but because he's not higher, you know. We want it to still be challenging. So even though we're poisoned, the Leech Seed is offsetting it a bit, and bam, especially hiding from further damage by digging. And yeah, last grunt. Actually, there might be one more grunt on the Fire Red generation, like some lieutenant or something. But yeah, you realise if he's 26, he's still got a whole level's worth of exp to go, so we can probably bring him out. Dragon Rage, some fixed damage there. Batter the Shrew with a super effective order. And then we just have one Arbok to beat. Couple of fixed damage hits and we're done. We know the lift leads straight out to the surface, so there's that. Finally realised we can dig. Grab another heal, and we're ready to go on the boss. Thinking about who to lead with. He doesn't really have any grass types or ice types. He's very much a ground guy. And normal, right? Kangaskhan is tough. People always laugh about how the Kangaskhan is like mentioned as he's one of his best Pokemon, and everyone like laughs at that. But actually you don't have a lot of psychic types or fighting types by this point in the game. And if you're using those moves, you might be using them from another Pokemon. And yeah, this is a weird Ultraviolet thing. It fills up your game coins. I think it's because winning coins is just a time sink, and it's like, look, here's how you get the Porygon, you know. What's weird though is that box stays there, but it actually, spoiler alert, it isn't there later. So what I really should have done is bought everything, speed things up. I should have bought everything I wanted, then refilled the coin case. I actually run low on coins later, but I guess that's less cheaty. Got some paralysis on him, but yeah, he's tough enough that that bite is doing damage even though he's not dark. Don't want to risk losing our best Mon. Well, he's paralysed and seeded now, so we're doing really well. But yeah, very lucky not to have lost Seedling there, Jesus Christ. But again, overall my team is winning because by numbers he's all fucked up. Higher end magnitude and the seed, it's over for him. There's not really a lot he can do. Bam, and that's the deadly Kangaskhan down. It actually is quite dangerous on some playthroughs. And yeah, he's only got his weaker Rhyhorn left, which is weak to ground. It's weird how rock is weak to ground, and yet a lot of the rock types are dual rock ground types, so they can all kind of potentially one-shot each other. And bam, we can see ghosts now. So our level cap is slightly higher, although obviously with this town you have the grass gym and the rocket base, so, and I think they're pretty much within line with each other level-wise. So there's that. So we don't actually have many more levels to grow. We have to pretty much go straight to the next gym. Checking on our team. Perhaps we have someone that's too high level. Of course we need cut, and we don't want anyone who's super weak. So that seems like a good way to sort it out. Just flipping around the order, basically on level. So Benny and Joey are going to be the MVPs, presumably, of this. Obviously Mika's always good. Now let's see what we can buy with our money. Some Ice Beam is amazing, Thunderbolt's pretty good, Shadow Ball is okay, and Flamethrower is solid. So our one Pokemon from here, in my mind, the logical choice. And then we have some held items. Clearly we're going to get the Miracle Seed for CD, it's a no-brainer. Charcoal for Benji. You see where this is going. And yeah, I don't know why I bought that flute. In hindsight, I shouldn't have done, because the Smoke Ball, why not? Get them all. Catch all the items. Yeah, we're not supposed to be using items, so unless they use them, so I don't know why I did that. It's like I kind of don't think mentally of the flutes as the same as the regular items. In my head it's like a separate thing, but it isn't. So see if I ever actually fuck up and use them. I feel like I did at some point. But yeah, Dratini's the guy to go for here, clearly.